Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another video. In this video, I will take you through some of the widely used mobile construction equipment in Canada. Now, depending on your specific construction project, background, or service industry, you may use one equipment over other little more widely. Anyway, so let's get started. In this video, I will try to take you through a few of the equipment that are widely used in this country. And the equipment that I have chosen, and you may ask yourself if you are an engineer, especially if you are a new grad, or even if you are a veteran engineering professional, that what is in it for you. Um, the important part to remember is that you do not need to become an expert of how to maneuver, how to work, or how to utilize an equipment, but I think it is important to have a introductory level of understanding so that you can keep a lid on your project cost. Mobile equipments are usually expensive, and if you do not have an introductory basic level understanding as to the limitation as well as their usage, your contractor may take you for a joyride. So let's get going. So the first equipment that I will talk about today is a skid steer. Well, what does a skid steer do? It skid steers. So as you can see from the picture, there are two types of skid steer that you may see out there. So when you are out and about and maybe driving by a construction site, walking by a construction site, you may see this piece of equipment very widely. Even not in a construction site, you may be able to see this equipment when you during winter clearing snow from your sidewalk. So skid steer loaders are capable of zero radius that is maneuverable and valuable for applications that require a compact, agile loader. Obviously, you can attach other attachments. So this is a bucket, as you can see, for both examples that I have taken from internet. But what it's important to know that they're very agile, nimble piece of equipment. It can fit into small space, and that's why they are widely used. Can attach to a wide variety of attachments, and that's important as well. It's maneuverable. It can attach to buckets, forks, snowblower attachment. So it's widely used in this country, both for non-construction as well as in construction. So let's move to the next one. So this is a dozer. So take a look at the dozer. Um, take a good look. What do you see? What do I see? Sometimes in some countries, it is also known as a bulldozer. It's a heavy earth-moving equipment. They come with a large, heavy blade in the front to push material. Now, obviously, the one that you can say it usually is on a track. It's not on a wheel. Usually, dozers are on tracks. Some come with other modifications like reapers in the rear to help break down tough ground. You can see a small section here. That's the reaper that I'm talking about. Google it. You'll be able to find many pictures of a dozer. So backhoe. A backhoe, the interesting part about a backhoe, why it is called a backhoe is because it has a bucket at the back of the equipment. Basically, it's on a tractor base. So this is the tractor base, standard tractor base, which is widely used in agricultural sector. But the key is that you have a bucket and a back at the back. It has a two-part arm, and it can also attach at the front to a wide variety of attachments. For example, you can see forks here, like those two bars. You can also attach it to a bucket and many other attachments depending on the situation that you may have. Again, It's called a backhoe because it has a bucket and it can do excavation jobs, small excavation jobs for you as part of your project. It's a very nice little equipment to have. In many situations, you will see that a backhoe is widely used because it can do both things. It can act as a front loader, and at times it can also do small excavations. Now let's move to the big one, excavator. Excavator. The excavator is a purpose built to perform tasks using the digging arm. What is the digging arm? So obviously the entire thing is a digging arm, but the good or the important thing to see is that you have a bucket at the front. You have, this is called a dipper. This is called a boom. This is one piece. The boom is one piece, as you can see. This is another piece, and obviously there's a bucket. Here is the cab, the guy or the individual who is actually operating this machine, and it is usually on tracks for the most part, as far as I am concerned. Now, one of the things that you should take note of is that this provides a great, it's a very interesting and agile equipment as well. What I mean by that, it has a swing drive, so that means that it can swing 360 degree on its axis. So basically, you can pick up your load from one section, and then you can basically rotate 180 degree or maybe 270 degree, depending on your situation, to offload the excavated material. So it's a great mechanical equipment that you may want to take advantage of. You can see a mini. This is known as a mini. If you search a mini excavator, you'll be able to find this. And as you can see, it has also a blade like a bulldozer that I was showing you before at the very front. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is a front loader. Front loader, primary purpose of front loader is to load and move material, as you can see. Unlike excavators and backhoe, they cannot dig efficiently. So if you have to dig, if you have to excavate, this is not your equipment. This is for you to load a material, move material from one point A to point B. Okay, pipe layers versus side boom. So if you have installed or part of a project where you have installed pipeline, not piping, pipeline, you might have noticed this equipment. This may look very close to a crane, but it is not a crane. This may look, for example, this is side boom. It may look very close to a bulldozer or a dozer, but it is not dozer. So let's go through that. Pipe layers and side booms are used for pipeline construction. Pipe layers can rotate on its axis 360 degree, providing more versatility during construction. So this is a pipe layer. As you can see, it is more like an excavator which can rotate on its axis 360 degrees. So if you have to move from one side to another side, this provides more versatility for your construction project. Pipe layers may look like a crane, but it is not. Side booms are similar to a dozer, like these ones that you can see. As the name suggests, a boom is on one side and it is fixed. So you may need like a right-handed boom or left-handed boom depending on your job. And on the other side, you can see that there is counterweight to balance your pipe laying capacity. Make sense? Okay, so let's go to the next one. Telehandlers or zoom boom. It has many other. This is a versatile equipment. Like what it provides is that it has attachments. It can provide attachments. Like for example, this one has a fork. This one has a bucket. Unlike forklift, telescoping boom provides reach. So that's the main thing that you may notice many times that you forklift in a warehouse type situation. But what this machine provides is ability to reach height. But here is the thing. This is the interesting part that you should take into account, is that as the boom extends, as you can imagine, the ability to lift weight decreases. So let me repeat. As you extend your boom, your ability to lift weight decreases. But it does provide tons of versatility when it comes to construction, and as well as it is very useful to lift a load to a flatbed truck or offloading equipment when you receive shipment. It is very useful to for offloading, as you can see, for material. Depending on, like for example, this is from Genie, this is from JLG. Different companies have their different equipment, but it's a widely used equipment for construction purposes. The next one is an interesting equipment as well, concrete pumper truck. Worried about reaching out for your next concrete job? For example, your concrete truck that you bring, make sure that you bring a concrete truck. You cannot just have a pumper truck. You will need a concrete truck and concrete mix. But you do not need a wheelbarrow or something like that, or manual labor in order to take the concrete as your truck brings to your job site. You can actually have a pumper truck that will take that will provide you that service without having to manually bring the concrete to your specific location. Anyway, as you can see, this is widely used in a high-rise construction. This is widely used even in situations where you will not be able to reach very easily. Let's say you are working in a tank farm, you are working in a location where it is not possible to bring the concrete truck close to your location of concrete pour. This is your go-to equipment. Okay, Hydrovac truck. This is interesting. You will see this if you are in any construction, road construction or road retrofit project. If you are driving around in any Canadian city, you will see this equipment. Whether you noticed it, next time you are going, make sure that you take a good look. We have different types of construction, like excavation that we can do. For example, we had the mechanical excavator that I have shown you. You also have the backhoe that you can use in order to excavate. What is the difference with this? Why should you want to use this? As I said, it is widely used in road or excavating areas where you will need great care. For example, before you dig, you know that there is we have to make phone calls to the utility company in order to make sure that there's nothing before we dig. This is to ensure that we dig and we do not damage any of the underground utilities, power cable or IT infrastructure or what have you. In certain situations when construction, you have to do new construction, there are situations where you just cannot avoid that you have to dig. For example, this is a great picture that where it's I just took it from a website. So the basic idea is that you have to dig. Maybe you have to either retrofit this equipment or fix something. Maybe there's a leak, or maybe you have to install something on the side. So you have to dig close to an underground utility, or guess what, in some situations we may not even have drawings or may not even have knowledge that where is that particular equipment. So you do not want to use an excavator or even in certain situations even shovels in order to dig, because mechanical equipment can really damage a pipe or underground utility if not exact position is not known. So long story short, this provides you targeted excavation. What it does is that, as you can see, this gentleman is applying high pressure jet water, and the other pipe that you see, the higher diameter, what it does is that it has a pressurized air vacuum. It captures the water, high pressure jet water, that loosens up the material, and it captures that material and the water, and it captures it inside their tank. Now, it provides targeted excavation. It allows for safety of the underground utility and infrastructure. But what it also does as a result, it's slow, it's expensive. So you make sure that you do not have Hydrovac truck just because it's fun to watch or utilize. Make sure that your Hydrovac truck is only brought in when you definitely need it. Otherwise, try to use an excavator or a backhoe. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this video interesting and insightful, and this provides you a quick summary of some of the widely used construction mobile equipment. See you next time. Thank you.